Hi guys, it's day 6 and I'm here to share what I learned today. I've been reading the mental model book, and like I said in the previous videos, it's been really exciting. But I started a new book today, which was on The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. I think it's a fantastic book. It's really shown me several mindsets that determine my actions. Here's an image of the book. Imagine with me for a second that we're strolling across the farm and we came across an apple tree, for example, but we realized that the fruits are not looking very tasty, and when we tried to taste them, they are kind of sour and they're looking pale. If we wanted to change that, what are we going to do? Are we going to apply fertilizer on the fruits on the tree? No, I guess not. We will probably work on the root, like try to make the soil maybe have more nutrients, or provide more water for the tree, just to make the fruit better and more tasty, etc., etc. What's the point of that analogy? That things happen from the inside. Things happen inside out, right? So you can't make a change by focusing on the fruit. You only make a change by focusing on the root. This was the fantastic idea that started out my learnings in this book. When talking about money and success, the money or the success is the fruit. Generally, the things that produce that fruit are the things from within, the mindset of the individual. There's something called the blueprint, like a money blueprint. That's a set of ideas and a set of beliefs that this individual works with and runs with, that produces the results in his life. So this is a very interesting and very insightful lesson, because generally you can only produce who you are. So let's take this example. Imagine you type something into a computer and then you printed it out, and when you look at the printout, you realize that there's an error in it. How do you change that error? Do you get an eraser and try to clean out the error on the printout? I mean, let's imagine you did that, right? If you print it again, won't you still find the error on the printout? Exactly, you will. The idea is that to change that error, to correct it, we have to correct the source code, like what we put in, and this is a very insightful thing for our lives. Many times we try to edit our results, and the results include whether we have money or not, the relationships in our lives, the happiness of them, the health of our bodies. These are all results, right? If we want to make any changes to those, we have to edit the inputs, right? We have to edit the mindset, the beliefs that created these results, And so this book is really teaching that everything happens from the inside out, right? If the results in your life are not what you want, it means that inside there's something wrong, or there's something that is not exactly aligned correctly. And the book also teaches that life is really energy, right? Every interaction, every word is energy. We're exchanging energy. And so we need to be very conscious about the kind of energy we're emitting, as well as the kind of energy we're receiving. And one very important way to switch up your energy really is by declaration and involvement. And I'm going to explain what this means. So for the declaration bit, is saying that the words we say, from the internal dialogues and the things we even say out, they carry energy. And so whether we're talking about our health or talking about our money, our finances, right, we are releasing energy into those aspects of our lives, right? And so to get the maximum, like to get the desired results, we have to be deliberate about the kind of words we speak. Yeah, and generally in this angle, I'll say speaking power words are very helpful. So things like I can, I will, not I'll try, maybe, no, I will do this, right? That carries a lot of energy towards that thing that you're trying to do. And then the involvement bit really is getting yourself involved in maybe the emotion of what you're trying to say or the situation, getting yourself involved in like an action that will really just help your mind register this energy even more. Yeah. So involvement involves like emotion, action, I mean sometimes even location, where you are. Like if you want to really just make a change in the way you think about something, you can make sure you get to certain places that inspire that result you desire. That was a good one. Inspire the result you desire. Anyway, so declaration plus involvement really can help switch up your energy. But another very important thing the book teaches is that there's a difference between a declaration and an affirmation, right? An affirmation is usually a statement about something that is already happening in your life, right? Like so, maybe somebody who is growing taller can say, I am now growing taller, because you can see that last year you were 5'4" and this year you are 5'6", right? So that's an affirmation. But a declaration really speaks to intention, like this is what I am going to do, right? And that's why it's not like an affirmation and involvement. No, it's a declaration. It's a very subtle difference. And so a declaration is like, I will do this thing. It's an intention that really just summons all the energy towards that particular thing and the accomplishment of that goal or whatever it is. One other thing I learned was the fact that I'm saying a lot of arms. Another thing I learned was the fact that there are usually 3 ways that we are influenced, especially when it comes to money. The first way is by verbal, still so many arms. The first way is by verbal interaction. The second is by, I'm done with these arms. Another important lesson is that our programming determines our thoughts, which determines our actions and determines our results. And so we are programmed in 3 primary ways. The first is by verbal programming. The second is by modeling. And the third is by specific incidents. Now, of course, this programming comes from parents, religious leaders, especially during childhood, and just authority figures in our lives play a major role in how we are programmed. Now let's talk about the 3 types, the 3 ways we are programmed usually. Verbal programming, this really deals with all the things we've heard as we grew up about money, about success. For example, a child who always hears the parents say, no, we can't afford that, or we don't have any money, or the love of money is the root of all evil, and money makes people do bad things. Or there's so many things people say, especially broke people that can't afford whatever maybe the child is asking for, etc. You're like, do I look like a bag of money to you? Things like this. All this programming, they begin to form a kind of mindset in the child that makes him or her react to money in a certain way. And Usually these are very subconscious tendencies that the child in this case, doesn't realize this is why I'm acting to money this way. So, for example, a child who was always told that we don't have any money, it will not be surprising that that child grows up, and even though he earns so much, at the end of the month he doesn't have any money, right? Because his mind is already somehow preset to believe that we're not supposed to have any money. Do you get that kind of thing? So a very strong way to break this programming or to reprogram this is to first of all get aware of that programming. Like, what are the things that were said to you when you were younger? Like things you heard most about money, for example. And then understand where that was coming from. You understand that, okay, this was my dad or my mom or my uncle's approach to money. It's not mine. That's not who I am, right? And then the third thing is actually to separate yourself from that programming, to realize that, okay, this is what my dad or my mom thought about money. This was what happened in their house. Now it is my choice what I'm going to think about money, the approach I'm going to take towards building my wealth. And then the fourth thing is to actually reprogram yourself. So, and this is where the declaration and the involvement really comes in, and really just forming new beliefs and new ideas towards money. Now, that is a very, very blanket way to reconfigure the mindset towards money, because the truth is we will always act in accordance to how we think, right? And so a person who always thinks, that's what we call the blueprint, the money blueprint. So a person who always thinks that, okay, we don't have any money, no matter how much that person earns, the person will still find himself going back to a position where he doesn't have any money. So this was what I learned for today. I thought it was really, like, there's a lot to say about it, but this is like the crux of the idea, and it's something I will also really just have to think more about, because it really affects it really reveals a lot of ways I've been thinking about money, and some things I also heard myself, that I really need to change. So that was what I learned today, guys. Until tomorrow, I'll see you again.